you. Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Mark,
Okay.
Mark and Chuck saying there's no audio. Just to give you a heads up.
Oh, wow. Wow. Rodney.
Mm. Oh, uh-oh.
Oh no, Ronnie.
Take two.
All right.
I need one of those things.
So
Take
we got
two.
audio. We good?
The clapper.
Nah,
All
you there.
right.
Check, check, check. One, two, three.
Hello. Hello, Benjies. Welcome to BingeWorthy, part of the Geeks Network. We binge a show to let you know if you should. And tonight we're doing a special. We're doing a movie for you. I am Rakai, your host, Newt from the Ville. Hello, Governor. And today I have with me my wonderful co-hosts. We're going to kick it off with Miss Catherine Hicks. Say hello to the people, Catherine.
Hello from Memphis. Barbecue time. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Johnny Randolph. Say hello to the people.
What he do, Benjis?
All right. We have the wonderful Miss Courtney Scott Wright. Say hello to the people.
Hi.
And we have Mr. Sintel with the Intel. Say hello to the people, sir.
Hey, what's cracking? Hey.
Oh,
All right.
You got
All
it.
right.
Thumbs up. We're gonna do thumbs up with you. We're gonna work with it. We're gonna get through it.
Okay. We gonna look. I don't even know if that's helping. We gonna make it do what it do, baby. All right. So and tonight we are missing a couple of our co-hosts. Miss Alison De La Cruz has been on a sabbatical, and we are missing the OG triple OG, Mr. Charles Babb. But tonight we are doing something special. We're coming to you. We wanted to talk about. We had to talk about the new DCU's James Gunn's Superman. Now tonight we'll let you know if you should go out and spend your hard-earned dollars to watch Superman. Now, when Superman gets drawn into conflicts at home and abroad, his actions are questioned, giving tech billionaire Lex Luthor the opportunity to get the Man of Steel out of the way for good. Will intrepid reporter, I like that word, intrepid, will intrepid reporter Lois Lane and Superman's four-legged companion Krypto be able to help him before it's too late? Now, if you're an audience member, feel free to engage with us and communicate with us in the chat. Now, our technical advisor, our producer, one of the best in the land, Mr. Rodney Kajudo, is behind the scenes. And in this show, he's going to show our cast members' ratings for DCU Superman. Now, while he posts the ratings, I want to let you know we rate the show at the beginning. And then we also rate it at the end just to see if anyone's had a change of mind from our discussion. All right, so Rodney, if you can put those up there, and hopefully I'll be able to see them. All right, we had 4 full meals around the house and a binge worthy. So that's gonna roughly go to a 4.2. So it'll be ran down to a full meal for right now. So to first explain our rating, I'm gonna start with Miss Courtney Scott Wright.
Okay, first of all, I want to say
Set the table. Come on.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, coming for me first. Let's see. So first of all, I went in with zero expectations because I didn't know what. I only watched one trailer and then I stopped because there was so much chatter online about so much information being in the consequent trailers after that. So I went in fresh. There were a few things that really stood out that were really powerful for me. Mainly the chemistry between Lois and Clark. Really, David Cornsweet, he did a wonderful job. He really did. There were a couple things that I was like, things that made me go, but overall, like the beginning, the typeset at the beginning, I felt like they gave me a 30-minute movie in writing. And instead of like kind of like I understand he wants everybody to assume that they know the background story of Superman, and I get that. I just felt like usually that's the time that we have to build a connection to our hero character, and I just felt like that was missing for me. to connect to this Superman. Yes, we know the story of Superman, but not this one. So that for me was a bit jarring. And you know, we'll get deeper into it. One of the main things that I had a question about, and I would love, you know, I know we're going around initial thoughts, but there were a couple of lines and things that I had questions about, which could pop me over to a binge worthy if y'all have explanations.
Okay. Okay. All right. I hear you. All right, Mr. Jenny Randolph.
Okay. For me, like, this is an excellent movie. It really is. And I highly recommend it for anybody, especially in the comic book space. The things that really stood out to me were a couple of great performances. Keaton, specifically our villain, and then one of the ancillary characters was just had a dynamic role in there, and I really liked it. And I thought this movie moved with good pacing. It was action. It was fun. And it kind of capitalized, too, on that kind of James Gunn humor that we've known and grown to love over the years. For me, it's like the Superman Superman fan. I feel like I'm okay to talk through it in this manner. The thing that held it back a little bit for me was Superman wasn't all that super. There was a lot of people have complained that Superman is OP and Superman is hard to write for. Well, for all those people that complained about that, I felt like they got their wish, because this is not that Superman. And honestly, I felt like if you'd never watched Superman, you would know that he was the strongest person on the planet or the strongest person in this galaxy from this depiction. And for me, I like my Superman OP. I really do. That's why his name is Superman. So that kind of what really held it back for me from being binge worthy. Again, I really enjoyed it. The DC universe, I think under James Gunn's leadership, Creature Commandos, Superman, I think it's off to a great start, and that makes me happy. That's my reason for full meal.
Okay. All right. Miss Catherine.
I gave it full meal. I really like the characters. The characters for me were really strong. Its action sequences were nice. There were some jarring shots though that I didn't really love. I did see like a lot of the Alex Ross references. Alex Ross is an artist who did some of the DC comic visuals. Um, but I think it's kind of a messy movie, and I agree with Courtney's point where you're just thrown in the action. And so I actually saw it twice, just kind of process. I'm like, oh, a lot happened. I'm trying to understand how I feel about this. Um, but there's that, and then to the point of like Superman being OP, actually some of this reminds me of the animated Superman, where like he does like he restrains himself power wise, and it kind of to me it kind of feels like he's trying to be precious about how he saves things and not destroying buildings like he did in the Snyderverse and stuff like that. So to me I see more like he's restraining himself. And still like he's not like fresh Superman, but he's kind of reminds me of Batman year one or two Batman. He's still like getting the ropes. But I don't know, he's just a very human Superman. But it's not perfect. It's messy. I think James Gunn needs an editor. Like I think because he's in charge of DC and then he's directing DC, he really needs like some sort of editor for this. And he has more power in this. So that's all. But I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I love the characters. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I know. It's like let's give him the cues. Yeah.
No, I can't even. It on my screen at home. It's frozen up. I can't even see y'all's faces. Like it's crazy. It's raining cats and dogs and small children out here. So, it's crazy.
It's crypto.
Yeah, it is. Cryptos out here just turn poles out the ground. I gave it a full meal, and I wanted to give it a binge worthy, but I was afraid that I was caught up in the moment, so I didn't. Just want to make sure. Can y'all hear me? Did y'all hear what I just said?
Yep.
I can hear you.
Okay.
You froze
All right,
a little
cool.
bit.
It froze a little
All right.
bit, yeah, but we heard you.
Okay. I I liked what James Gunn put on screen. I felt like he understood the character of Superman. I don't like Superman being OP. It makes no sense. Like, it's like we keep tuning in to watch Goku fight, and he keeps, looking for more people more powerful so he can test himself. Or One Punch Man don't make any sense to me. I like the fact that, I mean, even I don't want to go into it, but this movie didn't show that Superman wasn't OP. It just showed that he was capable of losing. And there was reasons behind that, which made complete sense. I mean, a lot of people said, well, no, it was like this in the Zack Snyder verse. Well, Zack Snyder also showed Superman dying. So, taking a few lumps, I think is better than showing your OP dude die. But that's just me. I don't know. I like the fact they dropped us right into the story, like this been going on. I like the fact that Superman really took the time to try to protect people. Now it got a little silly and protecting squirrels and shit. Like, what are we doing? But besides that he tried to minimize the loss of life, and that was important for him. Zack Snyder's verse. Listen, we'll tear down all the buildings. We'll kill everybody. As a matter of fact, Superman, he'll kill people. Hey, it's just what he does. Nah, I like this a lot, and I thought about giving it binge-worthy, but I couldn't because I was just like, the bar is so low for DC. Anything is binge-worthy compared to what they've been giving us. I ain't had a good movie from them since Wonder Woman, the first one. So, yeah, the first one. The other one does not exist. It's out there with
Batman.
The Batman was decent. The Suicide Squad was decent. The first Aquaman was stupid but fun.
Yeah, it's dumb fun.
It doesn't make them good movies, but Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman was an actual good movie. That was a great movie.
Interesting.
Everything else from DC, I don't have to have it. So
it's interesting.
This I thought was a great movie, and I'm looking forward to what James Gunn does going forward. And finally, Mr. Centel.
So as soon as I got to watching it, Rakai hit me up. And he was like, "Yo, what'd you think?" And I was like, "I don't know if I trust what I saw." So for context, I saw it opening night, Times Square, full house. The energy was beyond explosive. It was like a full-blown carnival at the theater, and it felt like a roller coaster ride. And every single moment was just energetic. And I had told Ricardo, I was like, I don't know if I trust what I saw because I was a prisoner of the moment, without a doubt.
And you watching it in Metropolis.
And I'm watching it in Metropolis. But because we have to rate it, right? And I was like, well, I'm going to go with how I felt. And it felt like a one-of-a-kind type of experience. It felt like DC reset. It felt like take all the Superman that you thought of before, all that up, throw that over there. We're going to start something fresh. And I liked the fresh. And more so, I liked everything outside of Superman almost more than I liked Superman. Everything outside of Superman was fantastic, the characters, and that's what we expected from James Gunn, to have some really good and interesting characters. But I do have to agree with what all y'all were saying. I don't disagree with anything that y'all was saying. You're right, Catherine, the editing was crazy. It is certainly messy. It's kind of hard to even kind of keep up with some of the fight stuff. It was kind of going on so crazy. Court, you're right, regarding we kind of just jumped right in. But then in hindsight, I was like, I don't need to see Uncle Ben die again, Spider-Man. We've seen Uncle Ben die a million times. Let's go ahead and get this kind of going. It felt like a baby deer kind of getting his legs, but it's going to be strong. You can feel that it's going to be strong, and I appreciated it for that, and I appreciated it for the ride. So my binge-worthy score can go down depending on how this conversation goes, and I have no problems going down. But based off of how I felt, it was magic. It was magical.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. I remember you or somebody talking about like they went and saw, for whatever reason, they saw Minecraft but in the theater
Oh no.
opening night, and it was the environment, like, you know what I'm saying? And that changes how you feel about something. Even if you're not into it, everybody else is so into it, it's infectious. So I get it. Um, Now I want to circle back to what Courtney said about being dropped in to it, and we didn't have time to connect to this version of Superman. So let's talk about our characters and the development in the movie. So what we're presented with here, and I know it's hard to try not to compare them to Snyderverse, to the original, Richard Donner films, but for what we're presented here, let's talk about the characters, the world building, and the plot a little bit. And I know that was the initial question that you had, Courtney. I don't know if you wanted to lead that off or
Wait, the initial question I had about the plot?
about not being able to connect to this particular version of Superman. Like what? So now that we're
Well,
talking about the characters, what did you think by the time the movie was over with?
mhm.
Were you able to connect to him, and what, I guess there's no helping comparing him to Henry Cavill, to Christopher Reeve, I don't know, to Dean Cain, Tyler Hoechlin, you name it.
You said
Like,
Dean
what
Cain.
did you think of this
Not Dean Cain.
James Gunn's DCU's version of
Dean
Superman and the
Cain.
other characters that we're presented with?
Dean Cain.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was absolutely able to connect with him. I would say so I know you and I, Rakai, you and I talked about the fact that I said, like, excuse me, for me, the first 42 minutes, I would say the first 45 to an hour were a little rough. It was a little rough start because I didn't know what, I mean, I understood the story. Obviously, I know Superman, but I didn't know how I should feel. Like to Santel's point about him, I think it was Santel that said, like, it was like he was dropped in and he was a little baby deer. Like, literally, because the first thing we see of him is he can't even do anything. Like, he can't even barely move his leg, and then Crypto comes in and steals the scene. So this whole movie for me was a lot of scene stealing from
Mm,
OP Superman. He was not the greatest. I mean, it's cool to see. I love the idea of seeing the humanity of Superman, but I would like to see him be super, like 100% super, at least once during the film. And I feel like that was something that, is a lot of struggle. And I do understand and I respect that the beginning, this is similar to Batman's year one. He's only been doing this for 3 years. So I was able to connect, but I connected to a lot of other characters more. One in particular, I felt like his arc was fully realized and immersed. I was invested in his success, and I would say, in terms of your question, Rakai, I was connected to Superman by the time that scene with Lois happened. That was when
okay.
I feel like I really met him, and I met him through
Yes.
her questions. The two of
Okay.
them and their
Okay. I mean, that's
relationship.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to jump in here?
I definitely.
Like, oh, go ahead, Captain.
Oh no, I was just saying like the scene that between him and Lois was, I think, probably one of my favorite scenes of the film because it brought so much
Hmm.
in the personality of Superman and Lois and their relationship, and just to I guess I'm echoing a lot of what Courtney was saying. So yeah.
We're talking about characters. I was always able to relate to Superman, but I like what we got here in Lex Luthor because we got just a villain whose heart is full with hatred. And I just watched it and I said,
Yes.
between him and Kendrick, I was just like, I just don't hate enough in my life. And I need more. Like, what? On this scale, I just rank low. So I like that they, from a character perspective, I like that they didn't try to give us anything more than just a pure old fashioned villain. So the character of Lex Luthor, it came through and it shined for me. If we're talking about building characters.
Okay. Okay.
For me, I love Mr.
Anybody?
Terrific. I love
Yes.
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
He was, and I forgot the actor's name that plays him.
Eddie.
Eddie
Um,
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been due. He's been due.
Yeah.
for the disservice that Marvel did to him. So his bounce back was great. He was funny. His powers were at a level that was unexpected, at least for me. That moment when they're raiding the compound or whatever it is, that was magical. And even like the small little bit at the very end. Every time Mr. Terrific was on there, I thought he stole the show. And then of course, a controversial take, but I love Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen was fantastic to me because it was very unexpected. And how they twisted the idea of who Jimmy Olsen is in this world, and he's very different. And it was a bold choice. I don't think it landed with everybody. But it landed well with me. I thought it was very funny.
Okay.
I did love Eddie Gathegi. He was my favorite. He was who I was mentioning. I didn't know if we were opening those, going to all the characters, but yeah, he was Mr. Terrific was absolutely terrific. And I was nervous because I saw him in the trailer, and the only iteration that I have is from the Arrowverse version, and Mr. Terrific was not terrific. He was actually
he wasn't even Mr.
It was
Decent.
frustrating. He wasn't even Mr. Okay. You know,
he was great valued, Mr. Terrific.
He was great value. He was great value. That's the perfect way to describe it. So I was literally like this when waiting for this character to, you know, make his appearance, and Eddie Gathegi did not disappoint. That scene was the best.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best in the movie.
He also, I'm gonna echo, Mr. Terrific was also my favorite in this film, and he reminded me of an uncle. He just felt like someone I knew, and he would be like, you know, stop messing around, stop doing this, but also very smart and intelligent. And the way like he delivered his lines about like his intelligence was in a very like normal kind of like uncle way, if that makes sense. It wasn't like, all right, I'm gonna do this now, and then, but it was more like just relatable. And just they made him cool, and he's also, fun fact, he's also another Twilight actor that went to DC. So yes,
Mr. Terrific to me, the challenge was though, he was great. He was absolutely phenomenal. It's like nothing bad I can say about him. He had a moment I think everybody's talking about. It's nothing with him. Superman never had that moment in this movie. Yeah. He never had the same. It's Superman's movie. Superman never had the moment in this movie that Mr. Terrific had that I think a lot of us are referring to.
I agree with that.
That was problematic for me as a Superman fan.
That's exactly what I was saying. Rikai, I would like to amend my moment when I said that I was dropped into the movie and I was connected to Superman, and it was when the Justice Gang entered the scene and he connected with them, not so much them, but Mr. Terrific, when he was like, golly gosh, I really want to try and find a way to, you know, save this little guy, maybe get him to an intergalactic zoo or something like that. You know what I mean? And the side eye that Mr. Terrific gave him, that shot, that opened the door for me. That's when I woke up. That's when I sat
kidding
up.
me?
I was like, he was like, what? Sit down.
And they didn't even need him at times. Like when they were battling the beam from the fifth, he just said, I actually felt like for this movie, they didn't even need Superman. There was not one point where they showed was like, even, I mean, I know we're talking about Zack Snyder and but like in every Superman movie, it's like when Superman shows up, it's like that Bill Duke Menace to Society moment. Like, you know, you done messed up.
Yeah.
You know, you done messed up because Superman is here. We didn't get that at all where we thought like, oh, he's coming. We could have not used him. And so those, again, I love this movie, but that's what stopped the full binge out for me for this movie.
Yeah.
See, I can't disagree.
I
disagree with that.
And you're absolutely right, but I think that's why I liked it so much. I'm used to seeing Superman being OP. I'm used to seeing Superman fly in and everybody, they kind of sit back and wait on him to save the day, which is why I loved Lex Luthor so much, because that's why he hated Superman. You are stunting the growth of humanity because everybody's just going to hang back and let you come save the day. We're not going to innovate. We're not going to create. You just, hey, we ain't got it. Little boy, is on the other side of the world. He holds up a rickety flag and Superman, come save us.
He didn't even come to save him. Right,
He's,
right.
He
he's
did,
about
right?
that.
He didn't come
Yeah,
He
save
got some
him.
left little buddy on
And
stuff.
he didn't
Yeah.
even come.
He didn't
Right.
come.
Come. Like he was like, and then, like, you know, like
and I just,
God, what's his name? The Green
to
Lantern's
me, that
like,
was,
yo, he's not, he's busy. He's
yeah,
doing something
Right.
else.
It's like,
The fact that you said
yeah.
he's busy,
right. And then they play the music and they got me all in my 8-year-old feelings with my popcorn's like, dun, dun. And then he don't show up. And I'm like, come on, man. We just wasted we wasted the whole score. And Superman came in and was basic.
No, I think I do agree with you where that Superman, even though he had some great battles, him fighting Ultraman, him fighting the little monster that grew thing, the whatever, the
Kaiju.
kaiju
Yeah.
thing, he had some great battles, but his moment didn't shine like Mr. Terrific. And I don't know if that's because we didn't expect it from Mr. Terrific. Like even the subtle jab that Guy Gardner gave when he was in the little battle at the end, I thought that was great. It was funny. It made me laugh or whatever. That was a moment. And I don't think that Superman ever had that moment. I agree with that.
oh,
But also love I love the humanity that Superman showed in this movie. Just because he was dealing with, for a dude who's probably been that popular that long, he's like, like Elvis on steroids or whatever, throw in some Michael Jackson. He is that guy on the earth. And for the people, they turned on his ass, turned on him. And for him to be dealing with that, especially like he never even thought about the consequences of his actions. Like, no, I'm just doing what's right because that's what I think is right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I enjoyed that angle. That don't mean that that's the right angle, and it don't mean that I understand. You want something more, but hopefully, as this universe builds, we'll get that OP Superman, or you see him, the bad guys are shaking in their boots or whatever. I kind of enjoyed this.
I will say I appreciated seeing Superman not always win, but I do think he needed one moment to win and win by himself. And I mean that, what I mean by that is we got to see Mr. Terrific do something that only he could do in the way that only he could do it. Now, it wasn't necessarily that Superman couldn't have like come in and like bulldozed all those people. He chose to surrender himself, right? But when Mr. Terrific and Lois came, it was almost like hold my beer. You know what I'm saying? Like he is like preparing his assault the whole time he's standing there. He was like, I'm glad you said that. And then even the music, it was hero music. You know what I'm saying? Like I just needed that moment of pure delight where I get to say, yes, my hero is like, this is something that only Superman can do. Did he do some cool things that obviously, no one else could have defeated Ultraman? Sure, I get it, but it was the way it went. He had to fight hard for that. You know what I mean?
And he had
A lot of assistance.
and he had the whistle. And
The baddest Kryptonian in this movie was
Crypto
Krypto.
stole the
Yeah,
show.
Crypto had his Hulk
Crypto
moment. Yeah.
easily stole the show. Easily.
I guess for me, like, I know like you guys are talking about you didn't have that like Superman moment, but I guess for me it was mostly like how he conversed about certain things. Like his quote he had at the end when he was talking to Lex was a very powerful quote
Yeah.
for me, and I don't know, that got me in my feels. Something, but that line delivery for me was just like, oh wow, like it's a good. It's a good statement, and I know that's not him punching or doing some cool fight move or doing whatever, but it was just that got me that Superman moment. And like, yes, I do think he still does need this additional like scene, but that scene for me actually spoke a lot into who he is as Superman.
I think James Gunn, they nailed the character. I
Oh
think
yeah.
this is the best depiction we've ever had of it. So I
Hmm.
think they nailed it in that regards. It was just kind of like, again, I'm recording on this one. It's just the action scene. I needed one definitive moment for Superman to show up.
You need
Undeniable.
that.
Yeah,
You need,
I can't hate
Speech
on
was
that.
great,
And
Catherine. I
huh?
agree. His
What?
speech was great. That
Yeah,
ending speech was phenomenal in a way that we've never heard Superman say. Talk about him embracing humanity. He's
Mhm.
always stood from a regal perspective and a step above
mhm.
everybody else. So it was great to see him relate on that level of we're all here. We're all human on Earth.
Yeah. I guess
My
you
you
guys.
know,
my
Oh,
my 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 disagreement with what you all are saying is I don't think that line hits if he's Invincible Superman. I think because he's malleable, he's catching these L's. You see him like he needs help. Uh, then he gives that speech and then it hits and it's like, oh, okay, because we've seen him struggle. If he would have came in here like some of the other Supermen, that line is nowhere near as effective. It's not. So I think for me,
that I
I
agree
think
with.
James Gunn,
I saw someone
James
online.
Gunn had to kind of like break him down a little bit more so that so that we as human beings can connect with that. This isn't for me. I got this off of socials. I saw this. Somebody said, this Superman is more of a fireman than he is a
yes.
police officer.
I was gonna mention that. But
And
yes.
I thought that was one of the more brilliant things that I've heard about when it comes to Superman, when it comes to Superman. And some of the other versions of him is very, I'm coming in here and I'm gonna beat up the person and show
Police.
everything is just through strength. Everything. That's what this Superman is about. But the one that we have now, a fireman comes to get you because you're in trouble. And I really felt that. I really connected with that. So I kind of disagree with you all when it comes to him needing to be just this OP kind of thing. I don't think it works in the same way if he is that version. I think it can only work
I guess for me,
if he's a lot more tender.
it's not so much that he's OP. I like this
Same.
version, but it's more so I think he needed like when he made that speech and when he was talking to Lex, there's an element of it that reminded me of something from the animated Justice League where
Mhm.
Superman is getting beat the crap by Darkseid, and then he has that moment where he makes this speech. He's like, "All right, I
I'm
had to
always
hold
holding
back."
back.
Always holding back.
Mhm.
And then he put all
But
his
you
energy.
can take it, big boy.
Yeah, I'm not saying he has to beat the crap out of Lex Luthor and punch him through the building, but I think
Right.
he
Agree.
needed like a good speech, gone through all his losses and all his battle scars, and then he got up and like did something like
The only
uh
Superman could do was go
Yeah.
a dark side like that. Because Batman can't do it. Green Lantern can't do it. Only Superman can do that. And that's
yeah.
kind of where I'm going with it.
Yeah, same. And I think I'm absolutely saying what you're saying, Catherine. But I'm also saying that Superman has been this he's like a bright light. And so like we want to see him not even win. Like I want to see him make the connection from okay, he has this moment where his parents message the beginning half of the message that he's been following. This has been his mantra. This has been what he's following. This is his ideal that he's trying to bring to this state of mind to Earth and humanity, right? So then he gets the second half of the message and he really spirals. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to do what they want me to do. And this is what I've been doing this whole time. So what do I do? I needed to see a clear moment where he decides that he is in charge. I get to decide what I want to be, who I want to be. And in it, it's not something that you tell through dialogue. It's something that you show through action. And that's what I wanted to see that decision that he made. And if somebody saw that moment, please share it with me because I've seen it a couple times. Second time I saw it in 4DX, so I did get thrown around a bit, so I missed some stuff. But that's what I want. I wanted to see that shift for him where it's less about being OP, which is what the Kryptonians wanted him to be, and more about the action moment of the success. I'm succeeding as me, as Clark Kent, as my version of Kal-El. That's what I mean. Oh, and also I want
Well,
somebody to help me make sense as to why Lex Luthor was crying at
Oh,
the end.
uh,
cool. Um,
oh,
well, so
You can
to
finish
that
that. You
end,
come
Because he's
back.
a
so
bitch. That's why.
I was about to text message that, but I was worried that it would come across
so
as
I think to that end, Courtney, um,
But that's what I
that he
thought. That was
did.
the problem.
I think to that end, I think that Superman kind of, and it wasn't clear, it wasn't delineated that he showed exactly what you were just talking about right there at the end when he said that his speech to Lex Luthor about him taking the L's and about him hell, and it's funny. It's like we be watching this show called Doctor Who, and it's amazing how an alien has to come to Earth and be more human than the damn humans. Um, you know, Superman is that North Star, that bright light. He's what we should aspire to be, and he does what's right because it's right. Not because he has more power to do it, because he does it because it's right. He just can help more and can help better because he has the power. Um, and I think to your point, so Lex Luthor, all of his hubris, all of his narcissism, all that. I mean, this man had a speech when he was saying earlier, and he put himself in a sentence with Galileo and Da Vinci and all them people, So he really thinks very highly of himself, and for all that, all of his intelligence. I mean, because he's super genius level,
Yes, he
for
is.
all that to come crumbling down at the hands of some, you know, alien that
So it's
he
just him being a
absolutely
bitch.
can't
That's just it.
stand.
well,
Yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah,
he's a whiny
yeah,
bitch.
It's
Yeah.
also there's also an element of like he was publicly humiliated by Superman. If you look at it, where like
yeah. And all of his plans unfolded and was put
public
on on the telly.
globally, everyone's saying we all hate Lex because he like
Yeah,
another element was he wanted to be loved and beloved by everybody else, and then Superman kind of took his thunder and he's like this stupid oaf and all that stuff. But it's like that billionaire ego. You want to be loved by everybody. There's even an element of Elon Musk, and and he was just publicly seen as a little bitch and and seen
and
as
it was wonderful.
Right. The
It was
president
wonderful, and the
literally
fact that
ran
he
because he
kept
got fun
talking
made
about
of him
how
at the White Horse
brains beat
correspondence
brawn.
dinner.
But at the end, as smart as he was, or as smart as he thought he was, he still lost.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't think
All right.
And he want to be loved.
yeah.
there's
Millionaires
a
do.
And
I
it,
think
I just thought Lex Luthor would never cry. But go ahead. Sorry, Cinto.
no, I appreciate James Gunn's simplicity of the story. It's a pretty basic story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the simplicity of it. Because it matches well with wearing your underwear on the outside of your tights. It matches well with Lex Luthor crying in the end, and I'll get you, Optimus Prime, and it feels very like '90s cartoons. Starscream screaming out and all of that. I mean, so to me, it kind of was in line with it. Because it should feel it's a comic book movie, and this is probably one of the more comic booky-ish movies that I've seen in quite some time.
yeah.
Looks
Okay.
like we just lost the car.
Oh no.
I was waiting for it. He lasted longer than I thought.
Crypto got him. Crypto got him.
Oh man.
Oh,
Okay.
Randy, your
Okay,
screen
I
is
accept
like
that.
something. The screen got messed up. Like it's shifted.
My screen?
No, all of our screens
Oh.
got shifted to the left.
Oh.
Yeah, so we can't see your face.
You can't see
Yeah,
my face?
you might have to do
Like a blank
this.
square.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. It's
Excuse
reset.
me.
We're all
Oh,
back.
okay,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else was I gonna say?
Crazy.
There was something else
That's
I was
crazy. I
gonna
thought that was
say.
just me.
Uh,
I can tell he took reference from the animated series of Justice League.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing.
That's the thing about James Gunn. James Gunn really knows his comic book lore. He took
Oh, yeah.
reference from so many places. Like I watched a few since I watched the movie. I watched a few interviews with James Gunn. He was talking about where he pulls certain things. Like I am more of a Marvel stan than a DC stan. So when he talked about the Clark's glasses.
Yeah.
I had never heard that before. And I saw James Gunn on an interview said, no, I didn't pull that out of my ass. That's actually from the comic books. That
And
is
then he came
that
with
is
receipts.
canon. I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
He showed receipts.
Like this
Panels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dog, this dude's on his stuff. Like,
I
you
listened
know.
to the new Rockstars breakdown of all the references, and they went into that. But yeah, you can tell he definitely like knows his stuff from this. He just needs an editor.
Mhm.
Um,
He didn't.
I
Yeah, it's
said,
fairly
I said,
leading with
DC
that, right?
got a day for loaning.
Whereas
Okay.
Marvel doesn't care, I don't think, about the script. They just want.
They don't.
yeah.
Right?
They
I'm just saying, just
actively
based on-
want you to come up
Right.
with your own idea
Right.
and
And they're
stay
telling
away
you
from the
that's too
Right.
comic booky. James Gunn is leading with the script.
Yep.
He's
I-
sending projects back if the script is not good.
I don't know if it's that Marvel doesn't care, but I think once they came out the gate and once they hit that first Billy, they said, "Oh, yeah, the script's cool, but we got him on the hook now. Churn this shit out or whatever, and let's get to the bank."
I
mean,
guess
They literally told Bo that's too much in line with the comic book. They literally told him
Yeah,
that. So
that's what I'm saying.
they don't care about it at all. But I think James Gunn.
Yeah,
is
but I'm
taking
but I'm
time.
saying you still have people in Marvel camp who care. John Favreau cares. Ryan Coogler cares. But again, they've made so much money that money has taken over quality. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no quality control. And that's why we have, and I remember me and Courtney talking about it in one of the shows that we did where I don't know if it was Eternals or the Marvels or somebody where the people was writing the script, they had no.
Dang.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Dramatic exit.
So did I shift back over again?
you did.
yeah.
It's half gray, half your face.
Because it looks fine on my end.
Oh, is it fine now?
It's fine on my end. I don't know.
Welcome back. You were at the tip of your point.
I know, right? You were on
I don't know
Eternals.
at this point.
You were on Eternals. You said you and I talked about Eternals.
Well, I think, but it was the people who wrote, directed Eternals, or maybe the Marvels, never watched the previous movies. They didn't have no idea what was going on. They just wrote a damn script. It's like, all right, well, this seems cool. That I was like, did somebody come in and tell you what even the powers of the people you writing for even do? Like they had no clue. And I was like, that is piss poor. That is piss
I guess
it's literally the writers is a mashup of like 7 movies. We're getting off track. Let's
yeah. Can I bring up a couple of my points that are my questions for you guys to help me push over into binge-worthy? Can I bring up my 3? My main 3. The first one, did y'all have a feeling when the sports writer came in, was making fun of Ma and Pa Kent and was like, what is she? Are they making chitlins or anything? You know what I mean? Like, anybody have a thought? Anybody have a feeling? Because I had feelings. I was like, why? Why? Of all the dishes, of all the things, why is white man over here making fun of Ma and Pa Kent like chitlins? Do we think James Gunn eats chitlins?
I do. Do white folks eat chitlins?
I mean, I don't. I'm free. I don't eat that shit.
Spanish folks eat chitlins.
You couldn't pay me to eat no chitlins.
But I know my family eats it.
I don't eat it. My mom eats it. But I mean,
Hell no.
I feel like in maybe some obscure, especially if they're in the Midwest, I guess, and they maybe
is that a Midwest thing too? Like,
Captain said a couple of Midwest slanders on a couple of times, and I got to freak up here. You are not slandering the Midwest here.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, I felt a little something. I being from the Midwest, I had my feelings. I was like, wait a minute. So that made me a little like.
All I can think of is they're going for more obscure Jello, but I guess they thought of chitlins, which is a very specific reference to especially Black households,
yeah,
and Spanish households. So
how it's actually spelled. He pronounced it like the Black folks call it
chitlins.
Chitlins.
I wonder.
He didn't say chitterlings.
He
He
said
He
didn't
did not say
chitterlings. He
chitterlings.
said chitlins.
I wonder.
Chitlins.
I
That's
wonder.
black.
I wonder if that sports newscaster is dating someone who is black, and so he's like, "Oh, do you guys?" I don't know. That's a really weird way of. And maybe he's like, "Oh, do you have chitlins?"
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. This was something that Rakai, I talked to Rakai about at
Hmm.
length, and I messaged you, Centel. That was one of the
Yeah.
things I wanted to ask you. I was like, I got thoughts, and that's my one. My second one, and this is just dumb. I know Rakai is about to laugh at me because he knows what I'm about to say. When the second message came out, and they were like, "Oh, Superman, like guy comes in, you got a secret harem?" And everybody's upset. Superman's got a secret harem. Who out there doesn't want to be in that man's harem? It's pretty. Okay. Where are the women who write to prisoners, who write to incarcerated men and want to get married? Where are those people? I needed a TikTok video
Wait.
of somebody saying, "Put me in the harem. I'm ready." I need all of that. I need somebody to come out. Why are we automatically mad? Because listen, sign me up.
I kind of gotta reference that, like, so I've been listening to TikToks. They're like, "Oh, I want to be on that harem," but like, I kind of got an insinuation that the harem was also a reference to like he was mad at Superman because he had a big, because he said, because Lex said you have a big harem. It wasn't even just that you had a harem; you have a big harem, and it just felt like there was a lot of, you know, not a lot
innuendo about like his
anatomy, like some sort of like. Not saying that like Lex loves Superman, but there is a really bizarre obsession.
I believe that. I mean, Superman even mentioned it. I was like, it's a little creepy. He's getting a little wrong.
Like,
I don't know about that. I
open
mean, he
obsessed a
did
little
need a
bit,
few
man.
more squats in those little trunks because his butt was a little flat.
Well, hey, it's not as
clearly
big.
not a
Man,
black
it's
spot.
pretty, and that's I'm nitpicking.
That was
I'm
wild.
just
No,
saying, I still want to be in his harem.
It's
Who
either
doesn't want to be in the harem? That was a problem for me.
it's either flat or really huge, like Superman and Lois, because he could
don't,
kick
so,
people's butts with that butt. Sorry,
I'm good. I'm
It was
good.
funny. So
Maybe when Wonder Woman get her, then maybe I'll volunteer tribute for that one. But
No, I just thought that was one moment I felt like the TikTok that it needed a level of TikTok controversy in terms of like, or social media controversy in terms of like whether it's commentary. You know, you had the one guy who looked like he was straight out of like Good Times, who was like, I don't know, Superman, I was a fan and then I wasn't. You know what I mean? I just wanted him to say dynamite. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
y'all know what I'm talking about. You all laughing because you know what I'm talking about.
I wonder if that's got deleted because I feel like there's gonna.
No, it's in there. I've seen that movie twice. It's in there.
No, like I wonder if they had a sequence because they've been doing a lot of really good marketing on social media, and even they had a phone go down Superman's trunks. But yes, but so I'm wondering if they like had this
I
like
don't need
TikTok.
that.
who the hell? What company thought that was a good
I don't need
idea?
that. I mean,
It's this trend where people like have the phone on their butts, but it goes.
I missed that.
What's your TikTok algorithm looking like?
It's.
I don't know about that, Kevin. No, I'm not getting that.
I've never even heard of that.
It's okay.
But
Hey, we
she
listen.
got-
listen.
Catherine
We
got
listen,
flustered. She
and
right-
we don't judge.
That's right. Catherine, right now, she's purging her browser history. Like the hell is this?
No, it was a marketing thing.
I started with the harem. But what else? There was something else. Oh, Ma and Pa Kent. How did y'all feel about Ma and Pa Kent? Because again, from the Midwest, I think that was an exaggeration.
I guess I really liked Bob Podcast. I felt like they really loved Superman as his child, even though like there was a moment where it's like, oh, I gotta yell on the phone. I'm old and stuff. But sorry that. But
I see what she did, so it's fine.
I didn't think Mom Paul Kent
I liked.
Better than Kevin Costner, I'll say that.
It's better than Kevin Costner. That's not saying much, but
Wait.
No, let me die. Let me and the
Babe, you don't
dog
get your
die.
ass out here and come save me.
Boy, if you don't go out there and get that dog,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
I don't want you to show your powers. You a lie.
The
are
devil is a
Fly your
lie.
ass on over here.
I'm
and
still
get me.
mad about that.
You a
I'm
lie.
still mad about that.
Like
There was
I was gonna say, like there is a very real hokiness to his level of love for life. Like Save the Squirrel was funny, but you know I get it. But then he was like, "Well, I couldn't leave the dog because he could kill Ma and Pa's cows." I was like, "Bruh, I need you to focus on the real situation."
I don't know. Crypto would kill Ma and Pa's cows.
I don't know.
It was that same moment that Mr. Terrific had when he was talking about, "I gotta go find Crypto," and Mr. Terrific was like, "Are you still on this damn dog? Like you don't see what's going on right in front of us?"
Yeah.
No, but you know the thing is, I understood him bringing Crypto too, because Crypto just want to play. Crypto's ass had jumped on Ma and Pa just trying to play and trying to love on them, and we killed their old asses.
Yeah.
No, you had to bring that dog with you. You can't leave him nowhere.
Crypto is
Mm-mm.
Homelander in this situation, so
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very good point. That's a very
That is a
very
great
good point.
description.
yeah.
Woo! He really is, because
But-
he had like no fucks to give. Like when he mauled Lex Luthor, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
It
And a
was
lot of
it was the
Crypto.
Loki moment. It really was the Loki Hulk moment.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh man.
It
Yeah.
really
Right.
was. It really was.
But as y'all will see, I mean, there's a reason why Clark don't want them problems. Because as you find out that it's not his dog, and I'll say it. No, well, we're spoiling anyways. It's Supergirl's dog. And when you read Supergirl, you don't want to stress Supergirl. You just want to leave Supergirl, leave her be. And if she love that dog, then you're gonna do everything in your power to make sure that dog's taken care of.
Yeah.
So Superman is like, nah, you don't understand. I need to make sure Crypto is all good
Yeah.
before she get back.
But also
Yeah,
James
but
Gunn's
that's
James
really
Gunn
for
spoiled it
any.
today.
But that's for anybody who is
Dog sitting.
dog sitting.
Yeah.
That's for
Anybody
anybody.
who's dog sitting.
Anybody
Yeah.
who's dog
You're
sitting.
not even a good dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That scene was great. When
Wait,
he
He's
like,
awful.
y'all do
He's
know
an
that
awful
that's-
dog,
that
but he's
Crypto's
funny.
Actually, James Gunn's dog, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like he was negotiating with his own self. He was like, I'm gonna get some more money. Because he's repping Crypto's in this movie a lot.
So much so that 500, like, was it 500% of dog adoptions? Enormous amount of dog adoptions.
500%.
Yeah, but they anticipated that. I'm imagining some lot of toys out there, Crypto. They knew
Oh yeah.
was
They
knew this was
lock
coming.
in because this
Yeah.
is not the last that you're gonna see of
Right.
that dog.
no, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna be in the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
He is.
I did appreciate that scene when Superman comes back to his apartment, which was low key. Whoa, how you
Yeah.
got the penthouse? I was like, Lois got the rinky dink apartment that looked like she's rent controlled for 20 years, and Superman got like the high rise penthouse that he can just fly with like the city flying view. And I was like, okay, I got questions about that.
Maybe
But-
Batman's giving him checks like he did.
Maybe somebody. I mean, he got some money. He had some money in the ship.
Batman's stingy. Batman ain't giving shit.
Well,
Batman is
he had
stingy
some money
as
in
hell.
that shit. Mine.
In the
mine,
animated version, he got
They figured out.
yeah.
So was it me? I don't know. And I know y'all talked about the scene with Lois and Clark in the apartment with the debate. To me, Clark, Superman, he seems so out of his depth. I wanted
he
some
was.
sort of reporter answer. And it made me think he only got a job as a reporter because he could interview himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
it's the
just like
only-
Peter Parker interviewing Spider-Man.
That's the
It's
only.
same
That's
thing.
the only reason that Peter Parker got a job at the Daily
right.
Bugle.
Oh yeah, and he was completely out of his element.
It
Man,
made
Lois
me a little
worked
mad.
the
I was
hell
like,
out
I
of him.
need you to
and-
punch
and
back
duly
a little
so.
bit. Like some sort of reporter answer training that you've had, but I guess he didn't do very well in journalism school because he got his lunch ate, and
But
that
you-
bothered me.
But you also got to keep in mind, like
But
Lois
they
is
kept
also
talking
doing that to
about
prove
that.
a
They kept
point
talking
because
about
if
his-
you're in a relationship with somebody, you know people's pressure points, and Lois knows
Yep.
Clark's pressure points, and she did it to prove a point. You know,
Not- and they
multiple
also-
points.
And they also talked several times about how bad his damn writing was, but he had the scoop. He had
Yeah,
the
he had
inside line
Yeah,
on Superman. So
Everybody
that's why
talked
he's
about
around.
his
It's like your writing is god awful. Like, but
Yeah, like the use of adverbs. That's how the whole Chitlin scene began. like,
Oh man.
like what? Um, yeah, I did appreciate that scene. Um, mainly because we got to see him how out of his depth he was.
Mhm.
Because when she asked him, "Do you think this is going well?" And I think it's going well for me. Like that was
Yeah.
such a toddler response.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because you've never really seen Superman be so like
stupid.
oblivious.
Yeah.
I
Well,
loved it.
oblivious, but yeah,
I
that
loved it.
works.
It's very,
I
very good.
I loved
I
it
think he's
because really,
probably a
if you
decent
go back and
reporter.
look
It's
at
just he just
certain,
wasn't
again,
ready for her.
comparing across genres,
Oh, I don't think
certain
I hear you.
episodes of Justice League Unlimited, Batman almost had the exact same inner.
Oh, I think.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I
Uh-oh.
do Batman
Go ahead,
and
Steve.
Side,
Superman
I
have
like,
had
how naive are you? Like, are you for real?
But Superman is naive.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very naive. He really does believe in the goodness of every soul, and every soul is redeemable.
True justice in the Superman way.
Yeah.
But
Kinda
Lois
remi-
is like,
it kind of
Don't
reminds
let him. You see everything and everyone is beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the
But
Batman
I love that
Superman.
scene, and I think that was great too about how James Gunn has nailed the ethos of Superman. At heart, he is a 1950s farm boy from Kansas
Mhm.
who landed there and grew up on a farm, and that's why you got him. He's out here with his G Willikers, and oh gosh darn it, you know, um, he's just a big old naive man child, and he wants to see the best in everybody.
Country boy in a big city.
And I really appreciated that about him, like as opposed to, because we're making a direct correlation, what we just got used to. Like, I could completely 100% see Henry Cavill go the injustice route. Y'all done
He
pissed me off.
already did.
Now I'm
Yeah,
evil.
he
I'm gonna
did.
take the whole world over.
He
I don't
literally
even
already
care.
did.
Like,
He started
Yeah.
that in Man of Steel when he killed Zod.
Yeah.
Didn't he have to kill Zod?
He had to,
Zod was
though.
gonna kill everybody.
No, he had to.
Yeah, he had
yeah,
to
but I
kill
think
Zod.
that's part
He
of
had
that was
to.
part of the
I
problem with the
understand.
movie.
That's the way it
And
was written.
that's a short-sighted
Like, Superman
writer
doesn't
and
kill.
director in Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Because I don't care, because it's still, and superhero movies are a trope unto themselves and things. And the thing about superhero movies, the true superhero always tells you there's always a way, there's always a choice, some shit. That's not real life. And I know Zack Snyder was trying to give us real life, but you can't really give us real life with a dude who flies and shoots lasers out of his ass and shit. Like, we talking about something else.
Well, but that's why I think that's what's the importance of James Gunn. Because like if we're really being honest about Superman, he's hyper intelligent. He's genius level intelligence. He has like unlimited martial arts abilities. He doesn't need to breathe. This dude literally lived inside of the sun for like 100 and some plus years, just so he can be even more OP. He can hear every single human being on the earth at the exact, like, he's way too OP. And I know there's going to be purists that's going to be like, well, actually, Superman, well, yeah, he can, but that's not interesting. It's not, if you have an OP Superman, it's not interesting. So you have to take stuff away in order to give him value.
And honestly,
now, piggybacking off of that, now let's go into that scene where he had the nanites on his head and the engineer was okay when he flew up into space.
Yeah.
And she didn't lose her breath. She didn't lose consciousness. She didn't freeze. The nanites didn't freeze. And then when they fell back to the earth and re-entered, there was not one flame. She should have melted.
I mean, yeah.
You're not wrong.
Does the engineer need air though?
Well, the engineer, I don't even know if the engineer is human anymore.
Human.
I don't know if the engineer is even human anymore.
But she's more cyborg than cyborg.
Yeah,
so.
because she can manipulate the atoms in her body to turn into all kinds of stuff. I don't even know if she's human anymore. But you are right though.
But she at least should have burned up on reentry.
Yeah,
we can all agree there should have been some sort of flame.
I mean, all of that, you know. But that should have been on Ultraman and Superman 2 as well. So,
but I'll say this: I thought the nanites was a good idea, but it was almost too good of an idea because the way they overcame it was kind of whack. I'm like, you just crash on the earth and you just pull them out. And that's
what I'm saying. Like, you needed some
ah.
sort of like precipitation. You needed to freeze. You needed them to overheat, and therefore show that they had a weakness. You can't just have Superman be the only one who has a weakness, kryptonite, and then the engineer has no weaknesses. Like,
yeah, I thought they were going to like suffocate as they were leaving the orbit and they would fall back. And because especially they started playing the music and we were going, I was like, yeah, this is that back to the Superman moment. This is Superman moment that only Superman can do. And then again, like, no.
Yeah. So with when you're talking about Ultraman, I'm not gonna go to the grand reveal, but there's an element of Ultraman that reminded me of Darth Vader.
Oh, when he takes the mask off, he looks very Anakin-like.
Yeah, I'm not going to discuss.
I wasn't trying to.
Courtney had
I wasn't trying to get to
offline conversation where I had one theory, and Courtney had another theory, and I loved her theory. I liked mine, but I loved hers. Whatever. So I don't want to get into that because it's it would be a reveal.
It's also a point of like
circle back.
Oh wait.
Yeah, go ahead, Catherine.
It's also kind of funny because this Superman loves Star Wars, so that's all.
Yeah.
But I also, and just to kind of randomize and go to a different direction, I really do like Superman's costume, and how they addressed it. And it doesn't look super. It looks like a spacesuit, which is really cool. And it kind of reminds me of My Friend Superman, where they added more accents and contrast to the sides of the suit. But I like the attention to detail in terms of making this Superman suit more like more spacesuit. The trunks don't feel like just someone took whitey tidy spandex and stuff. They feel integrated into like his suit. That's all.
Oh,
yeah,
see,
I have never been able to get
the
draws
like
on the outside.
The underwear outside is awful.
I've never been able to get with that. It's
liked it a lot.
It's like Larry Blackman from Cameo designed their outfits. I can't. I've never been able to stand that.
I don't know. I guess,
but it works for the world, though.
But
it works for the world.
I feel like Superman, like Clark Kent, was like this. I feel like it's really the blue suit, and I feel like he was like, "Oh, I can't just wear this. I gotta cover because it's revealing too much. I gotta add something. Let me add some
like the Christian side hug mentality.
He got on the gray sweatpants on accident. Yeah. Hey, Lois was like, hey, you better throw something on that. We out there showing what's mine. What's wrong with you?
I guess his trunks felt more like less like Speedo trunks, more like they weren't like they're right to his pelt. Like
they weren't tight.
They were damn near hoop shorts.
They were hoop shorts, or even they were like
Jordan shorts on them.
They're almost like swim trunks. But I don't know. I guess
they're 1970s basketball shorts.
Yeah, minus like the highlighted like what is it, the leg thingies.
And we're talking about softer tones. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? It looks ridiculous, and it gives us that. It gives us that, right? This movie is not designed to be. It's antithesis of the Zack Snyder thing. It's designed to be a comic book movie.
Yeah,
and it was a great comic book movie.
Right. Yeah.
I think that was one of the reasons why I had so many problems with Zack Snyder's universe, because I understand you're asking for a suspension of belief. Okay, I'm willing to give that to you, but then some of the choices that you make are back to Superman doesn't kill. Hell, Batman don't even kill.
To that point,
Batman
though,
get
like
close to it, but Superman definitely doesn't kill. So
but remember
the choice that he killed Zod, no sir. And the thing is, we have a comparison. We've already seen this fight, and we saw Christopher Reeve make a different choice. So for you to come and say, "Nah, I ain't like that choice," that Superman found another way, he just gonna kill, tear up all the buildings and kill all the people. We didn't evacuate the city. That's like kaiju. It's like Godzilla came through and we killed 5 million people in Metropolis.
But
Superman, the
also, let's
savior,
remember
get
too,
out of here.
right? The Zack Snyder one comes after Superman Returns. Superman Returns is kind of that old school, and it's trashed. And people are starting to say that Superman is no longer pertinent in the world. It's a mascot. The world has moved on from this character altogether. So you need someone to reinvent it. And Christopher Nolan produces it following the success of the Batman franchise. So you're really trying to reshape it into saying that this is a world that fits now, that we're taking this 1950 farm boy and we're putting him into contemporary society so he just doesn't fade away and become like Mickey Mouse. So those were the reasons behind that. And I don't disagree with that.
I guess for me, I didn't see that Snyder's version of Superman realistic, but Snyder and the way he treats a lot of his characters throughout a lot of his filmography are as gods, and they don't change.
Oh yeah, he
Uh,
definitely has a predisposition for that. Yes.
and there's a whole really good film or video essay on his like filmography work, but it's very like some people alluded to it being very libertarian about how he like films things, but
Well, that's part of because of his upbringing, how he was raised a Christian Scientist or something like that. So,
oh, okay.
Well, in a world where we have Invincible, wildly violent, it's almost assaulting, and I love it. The Boys is the same thing, wildly violent, assaulting, and I love it. But there is time. There needs to be something different. Right.
Yeah.
Really, we're in a space where we need something. I think this Superman, especially, and also given the times as well, we need a softer superhero, and so this works now. I don't know if this would have worked
right.
Five years ago. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if this would have worked then, but today I think that the timing of it is working really well.
And
this month Snyder dropped it. We didn't have Invincible. We didn't have Homelander, and Superman was teetering on irrelevance, and he brought a sort of edge to that character.
Yeah, and this month alone, we're getting two brightly colored superhero films even with their posters, homages to the classic era and like color palette and everything. So we're getting a lot of brightness this month. So happy bright superhero movies.
well, the thing is, like James
Superman
Gunn
and Fantastic Four, or Fantastic Four and something else.
Both of them. They're both very like bright color palette, 50s, 60s.
Well, you know this. James Gunn talked about one of his biggest reasons for changing the color palette of not only the movie, like he does, but Superman's suit was because Superman is supposed to represent hope, and which he always has, and that's why his suit should bring hope, should bring a smile to people's face when they see him. Same thing with Fantastic Four. They are the first family of Marvel or whatever, and saying some of the very first heroes in that regard. So they have to be treated with a different way. They've never been able to be portrayed on the screen even remotely interesting. All right.
Awful.
So
wait,
let's see. I don't have a whole lot of hope for
Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, I've never liked Fantastic Four, but I'm looking forward.
I just think that
what
the one thing that's good about I think we've had all this debate and comparing it to the Snyderverse, but again, the bar was so low, it wasn't even on the ground, it was underground. The bar was so low for DC as a whole. This movie could have been just decent, could have been a good movie, and still would have been great compared to just about everything the DC EU ever put out.
Okay, DCEU.
So,
okay.
Studios now. DCU and DCEU both dead.
Yeah.
Well, no, the DCU is what James Gunn is making now. He called it
DC Studios. DC Studios.
Oh, DC Studios?
Yes.
That's a better name, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it don't sound like MCU. All right, we got an MCU and DC Studios. I'm okay with that.
I don't know.
So, yeah, but all that old DC stuff was trash-tastic.
I guess.
I will say that, DC or Detective Comics have always been a little bit a muted color pattern even in the comics. Um, just because there is
No, Superman was always kind of bright in the comics, though. Superman for a
right,
long time was
but
bright
I
in the
mean,
comics.
there was always a little bit of an
Batman
edge.
was always gloomy.
Yeah,
Batman
with
was
exception of the 60s.
yeah.
There was eras where they
Reading
were bright.
Absolute
Yes, when he was
Superman? Is anybody reading Absolute Superman? The new
I know
comic
you
book?
said it was really good. I'm gonna have to check
Really
that out.
good.
Yeah,
And you got to remember too, DC gives it gives some of its heroes power based on the sun. I mean, on colors, right? Superman really literally derives his powers from the yellow sun. We've got a Green Lantern Corps, we got a Yellow Lantern Corps. Like they literally base powers on colors.
I mean, how are y'all feeling
uh,
with some of the new stuff that's about to kick off? Be it Supergirl, be it with the Lantern Corps that's coming out soon. I think those are like the main two, right? Those are like the big two.
Wonder
Swamp
Woman's working
Thing,
on.
Clayface.
Mr.
Clayface.
Terrific,
Yeah.
Jimmy
Okay.
Olsen. Those are
Yeah.
TV
Yeah,
shows.
possibly as TV shows.
There's
But
I'm
yeah,
excited about it. I think
Clayface, Swamp Thing, Supergirl, um, a uh, a Justice League movie eventually, and Matt Reeves is currently working on 2 scripts for the Batman.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're not
Batman
connected to
doesn't
this
tie into
universe.
this
They're not
universe, though. I
No,
find.
but that's why Matt Reeves is working on 2 scripts right now, and he's going to submit both of them to James Gunn to see if, because of the timeline, for them to do what they're trying to do, they have to be on a very aggressive timeline.
Yeah.
So he's trying to write a script to see if there's a way to bring in Robert Pattinson as the Batman in the universe that James Gunn
No.
DC
I've
Studios
heard
is
that's.
putting out
I've
there.
heard.
And
I've
he
heard
said,
that's.
or if that script doesn't work, then he's gonna be like, no, use the other script and you go do whatever you're
I've
doing
heard.
off in another universe.
I've
I
heard
don't think
that's
they're
that.
connected.
I've heard that's been. I've heard that's been a rumor, and that's not. That's been rumor mill, less
No, right now they're
reality.
not connected, but they're having Matt Reeves to do a
But
script.
I've heard that conversation.
Either way,
I've heard that
one,
conversation's been
could he
rumor milled,
connect?
though.
But
Like,
the thing is, it's not so much a rumor mill because again, in order to present a Justice League movie, you ain't got time to roll out everybody, and Batman's too big of a staple. They got a Wonder
Right,
Woman
but you're
movie coming
assuming
out.
he hasn't already had conversation, or
They-
Batman hasn't been cast.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that Batman and Wonder Woman have both been cast.
yeah. That's the.
They
I mean,
just haven't announced it.
yeah. I think they've definitely been cast, and they're in like. But I've heard this conversation where they were trying.
But
Like,
I'm just
people
saying,
were,
like, just like he just recently said, he added to the slate of a Wonder Woman movie because that wasn't originally on the slate. He's like, we're gonna do a Wonder Woman movie now. He didn't say anything about Batman.
Batman and the Brave and the Bold was the next Batman movie.
Yeah, they talked about the Brave.
Yeah,
and
but the Brave and the Bold is also allegedly not part of.
no, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
part of
it
It's
is.
just like
Yeah.
a difference, almost like a
No,
Elseworlds
it's supposed to be the
story.
same. It's
What,
supposed
what
to be
you're
all the
what
same
what
one.
you're referencing is a rumor. Like I've heard that rumor before. People were like, "Oh, Matt Reeves is going to try and bring them together and everything," but that's been debunked as a rumor.
Yeah, because
Continue.
Damian is supposed to be the Robin and Batman the Brave and the Bold. Yeah. So and
Yeah,
it's supposed to
I've
tie
heard that.
into
Yeah,
the
Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Is Alan Richardson still on the
I mean,
on the list
Just
for Batman?
rumors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Batman. That's what I heard.
I heard that, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's also a rumor. That's
but
fan casting.
yeah,
Okay.
Alan Richardson, and then I think another one that was a rumor, fan casting or whatever. The talks was that Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles.
Well, I had mentioned all that just to say does
Soldier Boy
this
from The
version
Boys
of
from Supernatural.
Oh,
of
well, he
Superman make you
voiced
excited
Batman.
for what's coming on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super
Are we
excited for what's coming to
excited
DC.
for-
Yeah, was this
Yeah.
enough to make you excited about DC
Me,
Studios?
I guess for me, like, so I am a DC fan. I grew up on the animated universe. But I like what James Gunn was already doing, even though I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I liked what James Gunn was doing with is the Suicide Squad. And the
Peacemaker,
Peacemaker.
Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, Creature Commandos was decent. Like I don't think James Gunn's missed.
Yeah. So like I don't know.
Yeah,
I I got in this wave of like
It's too.
DC's gonna go through like every company's gonna go through their crap years, and then I mean Marvel almost went bankrupt, and then Blade saved it. Now Blade might come back apparently, but sorry.
You're gonna
I'm
come back as a midnight
open-minded.
sun.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded for the next few years of DC. Like I really do hope that they give us a great Wonder Woman. I hope that they bring in Nubia,
Hmm.
Oh
I
god,
read
that would
more
be
than
awesome
James
if they did
Gunn
that.
Yes,
said
that
Yeah.
that
volunteers tribute.
he will see we will see Nubia making a
Yes.
I really hope that that's true. After Supergirl's entrance and how into this movie and how now I know that it's based on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which
So
I
good.
just bought
I can't
and I
wait
want
to
to
hear what you
read. I've
think
heard
about it.
really good things about it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I'm really excited to see like what this version of Kara who she is. Um, so I am optimistic. Even though I had issues and things, like I said, that I pointed out with this movie, it was a great time. I had a great time in this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed, like after I watched it the first time and I was sitting there like poo-pooing the chitlins. And
You
I
almost got me. I almost spit up my drink. You
The
almost got
shit.
me. You almost,
poo-pooing.
yeah.
Pun intended. Um,
That's even funnier.
there's certain things that I was like, that I gave a terrific side eye. I did have a really good time. So I am excited.
And I
Yeah.
do think we probably better wrap it up, guys. We need to re-rate.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump out there first. I think I'm gonna go up. I didn't think I would, but after this discussion, I think it's more so that for the first time ever, I'm excited about what the DC Studios, what they got coming. I always love DC animated. DC animated doesn't miss. But the live action movies, I have never been anticipated, even cared what they was putting out. And now I'm kind of excited to see what they're doing. So this movie put me in the right frame of mind for that. So I'm gonna go up.
Okay.
Um,
I'll
all
jump
right.
in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay the same. 4 mil. I think this is a solid movie, and I definitely recommend that people go out there and see it. And I'm happy to answer Centaur's question. I'm super excited about the future for DC Studios. I think this was a good jump off point. I just don't think it's quite full binge out for me, but definitely excited about this world.
Oh, I'll jump in. I keep it as a full meal. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the time and everything. I think James Gunn needs an editor if he's going to
Rodney,
direct.
you hear that?
Yeah.
We need to get Rodney on this.
Yeah, he needs an editor. I mean, it's like when you get a kid who loves the content, but they want to shove everything in it, and then they need someone to be like, you don't need this and you don't need that. And I feel like I've been looking forward to DC since like this transition period. I'm just glad that people are kind of starting to see that now and be like, yay, I'm a DC fan. I don't have to feel like people are gonna hate on me right now for liking DC. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking for it. I like that this phase is called Gods and Monsters, so we'll see what happens next.
Okay.
I'll go. I'm staying at BingeWorthy. I can't shake the feeling. It's got its issues, and everything that everybody said is absolutely right. If you were watching this, you're on the fence. Everything that they've said with the being issues is facts. But they're issues. But tell me how you feel when you leave the theater. And for me, I can't shake that feeling. I'm excited about the future of DC, and this kicked it off for me.
So for me, you know, the last time I saw Superman, I had this realization that I turned because I saw it in 4DX and I couldn't really think. I was trying to hold on to my drink.
Crypto, oh no!
Yeah,
I
you in the mixer.
like like literally had to shut off my brain. And I felt like a kid going to the movies again. And I really did rediscover that love without the adult filmmaker training and acting artist to just enjoy a movie and to remember that what it's like, to go and see a character that you love and root for them. Am I still a little salty that Superman didn't have a solid win? Yes.
Yeah.
Um, do but is Mr. Terrific enough for me to say, you know what? I would go and see that again just to see Mr. Terrific? 100%. So I'm gonna go up for that childlike viewing pleasure that I had, which was it was just sometimes going to the movies is just about going and have a good time. Like it's somebody else's version of a character. Everybody has a different directorial eye and view and what they like to see to be done with their favorite characters. But at the end of the day, we all go. I have a friend who vehemently was like, I'm not going to see that trash. I'm not going to see it. And I was like, oh, okay, I think you should go and see it just so we can talk about it. And he went to go and see it. Now, did he like it? No. He absolutely hated it. But he went. Do you know what I mean? Because ultimately, he loves Superman's his favorite character. He is not as Randy, you're nicer than he is. But he was very vehement. But I will say that for me, I just let go of being a filmmaker and was just a fan. So I'm gonna go up to BingeWorthy.
Okay, with everybody's ratings coming in, that
Chuck's in the chat. He gave it a full meal.
Okay.
Okay. Well, including Chuck's rating, that put us at a 4.5, which rounds up to a BingeWorthy. So BingeWorthy on the Geekish Network suggests, we recommend that you should absolutely go see Superman. It's definitely worth your time, and whether it came out full meal or BingeWorthy, it's at the top of our scale. So it's definitely something that you should go and experience for yourself, and then make your own judgment. Are you okay with this new direction of not only Superman but the DC universe, or would you prefer something else? It's okay. At any rate, I want to thank again the OG Triple OG who's in the chat, Mr. Charles Babb. Thank you for showing up, sir. My wonderful co-hosts. Any last words, Miss Catherine?
When there was a reference saying I didn't get that invincible moment, I got that with Crypto, and I was really worried he was going to kill something. But good night from Memphis.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
All right. Any last words, Mr. Randolph?
What are we doing next week?
Next week is Murderbot.
Oh yeah,
Yes, we're Apple Plus's Murderbot. Alexander Skarsgård. So
he's very
Skarsgård, stay working, boy.
Yes, yeah, and they put in work.
He's so tall.
Okay. It's all right.
Sir.
I am loving you today. You are all one, and I do. We need to check your TikTok.
Yeah, browser history. I need to check your browser history.
Just so you know, we're saying that because I'm saying that out of love. We just need to check it. we don't need them dudes in black suits showing up at your door.
Centel, any last words, sir?
Yes, support physical media. If you want another great story, go grab Supergirl. I enjoyed it. Go pick it up if you want the story to continue.
What's it? Edge of Tomorrow?
What's the name? Woman
of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any last words, Miss Courtney Scott Wright? Look at that. That book looks good
That's
too.
my last word.
That is a fantastic story. It's probably one of the greatest Supergirl stories that there is.
Nice. She's got a sword.
I'm looking forward to reading this. So I will be all set.
I hope they
All
do an
right.
audio podcast.
You should check it out. Maybe they already have.
Hmm.
All right. And we want to say, Miss Courtney, did you have any last words or was that it?
Well, that was it. Geek out
Okay.
with tonight.
All right. We want to thank our technical producer, Mr. Ronnie Kajudo, who's in the background. We can't wait to get him in the foreground at some point. Reach out to Digital Click. They provide all of our marketing needs, web, digital assets, anything like that. If you need that, make sure that you reach out to them and they can get you all the way together. Again, BingeWorthy on the Geeks Network. We will be back next week to review and discuss Apple Plus's Murderbot. Same bad time, same bad channel. See y'all next week.